Unity Game Engine Interview Questions and Answers. Beginner means advanced. Introduction. Unity is a cross-platform game development engine developed by Unity Technologies. Unity is widely used for CAP 2D game development, CAP 3D game development, CAP mobile games, CAP AR/VR applications, CAP simulations, CAP multiplayer games. Unity provides Kirk real-time rendering, Kirk physics engine, cross-platform deployment, Kirk C# scripting, Kirk asset management. 1 to 20. Unity basics. What is Unity? Unity is a cross-platform game development engine. Who developed Unity? Unity Technologies. Check. Cross-platform support, fast prototyping, large ecosystem, strong community. What languages are used in Unity? Primarily C#. What platforms does Unity support? CUC, Windows, Android, iOS, WebGL, consoles. What is GameObject in Unity? Basic object in Unity scene. What is component in Unity? Functional module attached to GameObjects. What is transform component? Controls position, rotation, and scale. What is scene in Unity? Container representing game level, environment. What is prefab? Reusable GameObject template. Prefab example use case. Enemies, bullets, UI elements. What is Unity editor? Main development environment for Unity projects. What is inspector window? Displays editable properties of objects. What is hierarchy window? Shows all objects in current scene. What is project window? Displays project assets files. What is asset in Unity? Resource used in game development. CAPs, textures, models, audio, scripts. What is package manager? Tool for managing Unity packages. What is build in Unity? Exported playable application. What is cross-platform deployment? Deploying same project to multiple platforms. 21 to 40. C# scripting and gameplay logic. What is mono behavior? Base class for Unity scripts. Mono behavior example. Public class player. Mono behavior. What is start method? Runs once when object initializes. Start example. Void start. What is update method? Runs every frame. Update example. Void update. What is fixed update? Runs at fixed intervals for physics updates. What is late update? Runs after update methods. What is time delta time? Time between frames. Movement example. Transform.translate. Vector3.forward times speed times time delta time. What is input system? Handles player input. Input example. Input.getKey, keycode.space. What is instantiate? Creates object instances dynamically. Instantiate example. Instantiate prefab. What is destroy? Removes object from scene. Destroy example. Destroy GameObject. What is coroutine in Unity? Function supporting delayed asynchronous execution. Coroutine example. Start coroutine myRoutine. What is IEnumerator? Interface used for coroutines. Why use coroutines? Click delays, animations, asynchronous gameplay logic. 41 to 70. Physics, animation, and UI. What is rigidibody? Physics component for movement and collisions. Rigidibody example. Rigidibody RB. What is collider? Defines collision boundaries. Common colliders, box collider, sphere collider, capsule collider. What is trigger collider? Collider detecting overlap without physical collision. What is on collision enter? Void. On collision enter. Collision collision. What is on trigger enter? Void on trigger enter. Collider other. What is physics engine in Unity? Simulates real-world physics interactions. What is raycasting? Detecting objects using invisible rays. Raycast example. Physics raycast. What is animator component? Controls animations. What is animation controller? Defines animation state transitions. Smoothly blends multiple animations. What is mechanism? Unity animation system. What is canvas in Unity? Root component for UI elements. Button, text, image, slider, button click example, button on click, add listener my method. What is event system? Handles UI interactions. What is Text Mesh Pro? Advanced text rendering system. Component playing sounds music. What is audio listener? receives audio in scene. What is particle system? Visual effects system. Particle system use cases: explosions, smoke, fire. What is NavMesh? AI navigation system. What is pathfinding? AI movement route calculation. What is NavMesh agent? AI movement controller. What is scriptable object? Data container independent from GameObjects. Why use scriptable objects? Reusable data. Centralized configuration. What is singleton pattern in Unity? Single global instance pattern. Reusing objects instead of repeated creation destruction. 71 to 100. Advanced Unity concepts. Why use object pooling? Performance optimization. Reduced garbage collection. What is garbage collection in Unity? Automatic memory cleanup system. What causes frame drops? Excessive allocations. Expensive rendering. Physics overload. What is optimization in Unity? Batching, culling, pooling. What is occlusion culling? Hiding objects not visible to camera. What is LOD, level of detail? Reducing model complexity based on distance. What is baked lighting? Pre-computed lighting for performance. What is real-time lighting? Dynamic runtime lighting. What is shader in Unity? GPU program controlling rendering. What is material? Defines surface appearance. What is URP? Universal render pipeline. What is HDRP? High definition render pipeline. High definition render pipeline. What is AR foundation? Framework for AR development. What is VR support in Unity? Virtual reality development capability. What is multiplayer networking? Synchronizing players over network. Common networking solutions? Check. Netcode for game objects? Check. Photon? Check. Mirror. What is serialization in Unity? Saving, loading object data. What is player prefs? Simple, local data storage system. Player prefs example. Player prefs.setInt score 10. What is scene management? Scene manager load scene level 1. What is asynchronous scene loading? Loading scenes without freezing gameplay. What is addressable system? Asset loading and management framework. What is profiling in Unity? Performance monitoring and analysis. What is Unity Profiler? Built-in performance analysis tool. Common Unity interview topics: game objects, mono behavior, physics, animation, optimization. Frame drops. Memory leaks, physics bugs, excessive draw calls. Best practices in Unity? Use pooling, optimize update usage, minimize allocations, real-time game architecture and optimization. Key Unity interview focus: game objects, scripting, physics, rendering, optimization, and gameplay systems. Powerful cross-platform engine with fast development workflow and strong ecosystem. Final summary. Unity interviews focus on game objects and components, C# scripting, physics and collisions, animation systems, UI development, optimization techniques, scene management, multiplayer and AR/VR concepts. Key idea: strong Unity developers understand game architecture, performance optimization, real-time systems, and scalable gameplay programming.